All right, I got some news, some videos to share. XRP and XLM tied. More news about Swift, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, and Visa. Let me just share my screen with you all for 1 second. Take a listen to this.
And 24/7 at Ondo, we started out by building tokenized treasuries. In order to build institutional grade products like OUSG, we really need to work with partners that have a focus on institutional grade standards and 24/7 instant convertibility.
So if you see that, let me backtrack this right here. They're showing RLUSD, XRP tied here to Nexus, BlackRock, Citi. I'm going to go slow through. See Citi right there? Let me just play the rest of this.
Instant convertibility. So we're really excited to finally be able to bring OUSG to XRP Ledger, the decentralized public blockchain, to continue to build institutional grade cash products alongside Ripple. That's something that a lot of our institutional clients have been really drawn to. It's about routing capital and assets to make a financial system that is ultimately faster, fairer, and more accessible to everyone. Tokenization is not just a pilot or a stepping stone, but actually has real commercial utility today. And we've seen that in the numbers, 200 billion plus in stablecoins, 5 billion plus in tokenized treasuries. And our offerings now between OUSG and RLUSD are used every day, constantly in production. We have real investors instantly minting and redeeming, in many cases, tens of millions of dollars at a single point in time. This is that watershed inflection point moment. At Ondo, we started out by building.
All right. So this was Ondo. It was a Ripple commercial. Ondo's a partner now, Ripple. That's one I'm going to pray about. That's another good financial token. I didn't hear about it last cycle, but you're hearing a lot about it now. It's probably right around, I think, $1.90 something cents. Something to pray about anyhow. But there's a lot of ties in here, once again, with Ripple. So let me share my screen. This has been giving me a little bit of a problem, so just bear with me. Hopefully it comes out all right. Here's one with XLM. I got to do it a little bit differently now. I got this, the system's a little different. But it says everyone seeing Visa adds Stellar, but most people are missing what's really happening here. This isn't just another integration. This is evidence of the fundamental shift in how global payments infrastructure works. Let me reveal. Anyhow, I can't pull up the whole article right now, but it's a good read. Basically, Visa is using 4 different blockchains, each doing different things, but the fastest and the cheapest is Stellar. So I think it's going to get the lion's share, but Visa is doing something good here. They're taking advantage of the blockchain. Ethereum's on there. We know Ethereum, right? It's slow. It's high gas fees. It does have Solana, Stellar, and I forget the fourth one. But anyhow, just sharing some news, telling you where this thing's going. We know what we hold. So let me stop sharing that. And I want to share one more thing with you all before I get off. It's another video. And let me see if I could just get this up. This has to do with Swift with XRP and XLM. So let me pull this up so we could take a listen to this. All right. Why is this not letting me play? Give me 1 second.
Takeaway is that increasingly FIs recognize that banking and payment systems have not kept up with the pace of advancements in the digital economy and in trading. E-com operates 24/7 cross-border relatively inexpensively. Trading, the front office is automated. There's low latency. Then you switch gears. Banks operate still typically in terms of batch processing, store and forward, and payments, messaging, clearing, and settlement are often decoupled and can take days. This dichotomy is just unsustainable. And in response, we're seeing and hearing at Sibos how a number of FIs and FI-backed consortiums are harnessing blockchain, smart contracts, digital assets to align the performance of banking and payment systems with those of the digital economy. The second takeaway I'd say is that the Internet of Value is beginning to crystallize. And let me start with a framework. Let's think of the old industrial flywheels that take a lot of energy to make a half turn and a full turn. But once they start turning, there's momentum and it's hard to stop them. So let's overlay adoption of blockchain and digital assets. They've proven value. So part of the first turn, feasibility, certainly. And now we're seeing these use cases get into the bottom of that first turn, economic viability. And there's some exciting initiatives we heard about at Sibos around interbank payments, delivery versus payments, for example, correspondent banking, messaging, cross-border, interbank, intrabank, intra-company, and importantly, when we get to the ESG, the S part, remittances. So lots of interesting energy there. And we're seeing cryptocurrencies like XRP, Stellar Lumens, and stablecoins like USDC playing an important role in getting that wheel to turn and deliver the Internet of Value. Also, the introduction of central bank digital currencies will accelerate the mainstreaming of digital assets. I'd say my third, coming to the
Let me just stop that from playing. Well, you're getting the point. Anyhow, just some interesting news. Once again, this was at Sibos. So Swift's annual Sibos conference focuses on financial services and technology. Once again, XRP and XLM are mentioned. They've been, especially XRP has been in the talks for a long time to replace Swift. I say it on here a lot. Swift is about $3 to $5 trillion a day. But what a lot of people don't know, XRP gets a lot of the attention with Swift. XLM has a Swift board member on their own board. So they're all connected. It's all tied together anyhow. So anyhow, I just wanted to share some of that with you all. I'm not a financial advisor, but we're ready for these things to pop off at any moment. All right, let me pray with you all. If you're new, subscribe and get the notification I come on. We came on live today. If you need an encouraging word, go on our lives on our YouTube channel and listen to that. We're praying for everybody. We're sharing the word of God. We talked about purpose and callings today, and that's another thing that's a burden of mine that I want to do on this channel. I want to help you step into your purpose, your God-given purpose, your God-given destiny. What is that? Because you will never feel that full contentment, joy, just so rewarding. Way more than making $1 million, starting businesses. I started a business, made a lot of money. It was nice, but nothing even close to when you step into your God-given purpose and you touch a life, you testify, you share the gospel, you teach a Bible study, you pray for somebody. There's nothing more rewarding than that. And it's going to be it is a focus on this channel. I want to help you step into your God-given purpose because that's the greatest. That's the ultimate fulfillment in anybody's life. I spoke about Ecclesiastes. Solomon had all the money in the world and he tested it out. I don't recommend this to anybody, but he said he didn't withhold anything from the desires. Or he didn't hold anything back that he wanted to desire as far as the material riches of this world, musicians, vineyards, precious riches, rare commodities all around the world. He built houses. He had female concubines. I mean, the guy, whatever he set out to do, he did. And at the end of the day, this is what he said about all that pleasure. It's vanity and vexation of spirit, meaning it's emptiness. All of it is empty outside of the will of God. Nothing down here was meant to satisfy. Nothing down here was meant to satisfy your soul. If you're honest with yourself and you're not living for the Lord, I got people that come on here for crypto. And, that's one of the ways that we lead people to the Lord. That's what God is using. So I thank God for it. I got a lot of people on here say, I came off of crypto, but I've been listening to your teaching and seeking the Lord for myself. And that's the best. That's a great testimony. But if you're honest with yourselves, you put your head down on your pillow at night, there's an emptiness there. I don't care if you're a billionaire, there's an emptiness there because we call it the God void. There's something God created each one of us with an emptiness in us that only he could fulfill. People are constantly chasing to fill that emptiness whether it be women or men for women, or businesses, money, just materialistic things, hobbies, so on and so forth. While those things could be nice, they can never fulfill that void in your life. So anyhow, be encouraged, be blessed. I'll see you all on the live tomorrow. Have a great night.